Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Have a roll call, please, B.
Mr. Delacorte?
Here.
Mr. Galati, absent. Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Donato?
Here.
Mr. Lorenzini?
Here. Thank you. Acceptance of the minutes from the June 25th, 2024 meeting. Have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Moving on to our first of the night, public hearing, appeal number 247825, area variance, Maria Zavala, seeking an area variance, section 24037 of district regulation in R40 zoning district, where 25 feet of side yard left property line is required. The applicant can provide 12 feet for the construction of a new single-family home, thus requesting a variance of 13 feet. 25 feet to the side yard right property line is required. The applicant can provide 18 feet for the construction of a new single-family home, thus requesting a variance of 7 feet. Where 50 feet to the front yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 26 feet for the construction of a new single-family home, thus requesting a variance of 24 feet. The property is located at 112 Stony Hill Road on 0.30 acres and is identified as tax grid number 605602873710 in the town of Wappingers. Good evening, sir. Could I have your name and address for the record, please?
Good evening, my name is Edgar Zavala. I live on 24 Schofield Heights, town of Poughkeepsie.
So, the board was out there on the past Saturday,
John,
and,
can we open the public hearing?
oh, okay.
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we were out there Saturday, and we had a few questions. One thing was we really need to have a right side property line. We need to see where the property ends and where the house is gonna be. So we thought the house would be staked out, the new house, on the right side. And the property line, we can't tell exactly where the property line is on your right side. So we asked if the property line, I believe maybe it was your father we were speaking with?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, we had sent a surveyor out and he sent you guys I gave you guys all the prints, so you guys should be able to tell where the property line ends.
There's no,
There seemed to be some ambiguity with, we saw a survey point that looked like it was in your neighbor's driveway, which doesn't necessarily correspond with the survey that we received, so there was some ambiguity in terms of
If you'd like
where
to
that one
come
wall.
up here, I'll show you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'll take a look.
This pin is located right here. Not there. There's no pin back here. So we don't know where the property ends. So we don't know where the shed is compared to the back property line.
The move shed also appeared to be located potentially over the property
Over
line.
the property line this way.
You know, again, it was impossible to tell just because we didn't
Right,
have this
because
back
we don't
point.
have this point.
You know, we're basically striking a line between the point and
told me
the
to
fence.
get rid of the coop and move the shed. That's what I did. Now you guys
I understand, but you have to keep it within your property.
You guys told me just 10 feet forward, that's what I did.
Okay, but, so your surveyor never gave you a mark back here?
This is Robert Oswald? This is what he, yeah.
There's no pin, there's no ribbon, there's nothing back here. And like I said, this pin is located right in the corner of this driveway.
Yeah, the shed also didn't appear to be moved forward, it appeared to be moved diagonally, you know, because we could look past the shed and see the old foundation. So it wasn't like it just went 10 feet forward, it went maybe 10 feet forward, it looks about 10 feet to the side.
Yeah, we did 10 feet forward.
Yeah, but you can't go 10 feet forward and then 10 feet to the side over the property line. Right, there's a setback on that side also.
Another thing, there was two sheds here, correct? And the coop?
It's all gone.
Yes, it's all gone now.
Yeah,
yes, we saw that.
all gone.
We still need this back property line.
So
Corner.
you want me to grab some spray paint and
Yeah, but it's gotta be accurate.
send Mr. Robert? I can send him back if he mistakes or something.
So you would need to confirm for us what this rebar was. Because again, it was in your neighbor's driveway and graphically it doesn't correspond. So it could be that, you know, there's a rock formation here, it could be that he put it where he could get it in and he had a dimension off. That might just be a clarification he can give you. But then he would have to give us his back point. And, you know, I would have him, if he's there, confirm that where you've moved this shed to is not over the property line, because that's just gonna give you a complete nightmare.
Could I ask you a question real
It's for
quick?
your own protection when you do go to sell the house,
Was-
just so you know that, we're not,
Was the shed relocated, or was the shed rebuilt? It looks like a brand,
Relocated.
it's the old shed that was,
She picked it up and moved it, I moved it 10 feet up.
okay, but like I was starting to tell you, this is for your own protection, you go to sell the house, you don't wanna find out these things later, because then it's just a headache.
No, I understand. So what do I need to do now?
Well, we need this back marker. We have to make sure this marker is correct. And if you can,
Front and the back.
the front and the back,
Okay.
and if you can, mark out maybe a corner of the new property or the new house.
like here.
They usually give you, well, that's the existing, right?
I mean, you can't do anything on the left
Yeah,
side.
so if they gave you, you know, these two corners,
It gives us something to work off of, but right now, we're doubting the property line.
Okay. So,
We'll have to reschedule, you have to get your survey back out there.
so we would adjourn this, you know, we'll set the next date.
We'd have to go out and
And
see
you'd have
it.
to talk to Barbara and Dee about when the surveyor is able to get back out.
how soon?
Our next meeting is,
The 27th,
what's that?
August 27th.
August 27th is the next meeting,
Wow.
so.
Yeah, I'm trying to just, okay, if you have to keep pushing me back. There's one more month.
No, we understand it, but we didn't make these marks, and they don't correspond with what's there now. There's no mark back here, and this one is in this driveway. You can go look when you go home. It's nowhere near where it says it is here.
So what's my easiest route? Get Robert, Mr. Oswald down there?
Yes.
again, And give you these measurements?
Well, leave us a pin here, or spray paint, and,
He should be able to clearly mark where that side property line is, right? Because, you know, that's the most critical property line to us, you know, it's
I'm sure
following
you
your
take
neighbor's
them all out.
driveway. You know, there's some questions about if
Is there a
the
way I
property is
can look
overhanging.
at the neighbor's property and I guess we figure it out? 'Cause
Say that again?
is there we can look at the people who live behind my parents' home and see where their property ends, where it,
The biggest thing is the side property line, to me, in my opinion, okay?
oh, absolutely.
So you're asking for an 18-foot variance between the property line, it's 18 feet, and where the house is going to be. It's 18 or, I forget where it is. Yeah, 18. So we can't prove that, basically. We don't know what you're going to end up with there if we can't prove it.
And I think the bigger problem is gonna be that shed, because,
yeah.
you know,
Sir, can you do me a
if
favor,
where
just
we,
go back to the microphone so we can get you recorded? Thank you.
so if our assumption is correct in terms of where your property line is, and again, it's standing at that point in your neighbor's driveway and looking at the fence and, you know, tracking a line, if that's correct, then it looks as though that shed is at least half over the property line. Like, that's the biggest problem. It might not be, and we might be going off completely incorrect points. You know, that's why we're trying to clarify, you know, for your benefit.
It's in your best interest.
Okay. All right, so I'll see you guys next month. And I'll get Robert to give you guys those measurements. I'll bring it in.
But we have to go back to the site.
Yeah.
I think we should schedule a site visit for, you know, the Saturday before the next meeting. If you're unable to have, you know, this work by the surveyor done before then, you know, inform, I guess, B, and, you know,
I'll have it
she'll
done
let
by
us know.
tomorrow.
Okay.
So, can I just make, I think just so for clarity, you're gonna get Mr. Oswald back out?
Yeah, well, I have to.
Right. So besides staking it, go buy a dollar spray can, in whatever.
Right.
You get grass, you're gonna mow it. And have you or him spray the property line behind the shed, the sides they're talking about, so that it's a very visual thing, and have him mark the corners of the house. So when they go out, say it's pink, they see the corner of the house, they see what you're looking at a setback, the visual makes it very easy for them, and so that you can get a clear, definitive answer from them. Same thing with the shed. So,
Barb?
oh, sorry. So this, we wanted to make it as clear. We don't want you to have to come back again. So that you don't waste your time with the surveyor. Use paint on the ground. And I think that will make it a lot clearer for the board members.
Yeah, well, I think you should also confirm the size of the shed and its relationship to the property line, because again, it looked like it was about a 14 by 15 foot shed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what would the side yard setback be on that?
If it's under 144 square feet, it would be 10 from the rear, 10 from the side.
So.
I don't know, how big was the shed?
It's
I think it was bigger than that.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
It appeared larger than that.
15 by 40, so.
I believe he told us
Well,
15 by
then
40.
he may need the bigger
He
setback.
said, he wasn't sure, Mr.
Right, so measure the shed also. Once Mr. Oswald comes out, bring the plans into B, and then we can let the board know that at their convenience, they can come out before the 27th.
Okay. All right, that's the plan.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll adjourn,
Well, let's open it to the public, since it's a public hearing.
do we do that now, or we do that at the
Yes.
next meeting?
Yeah, just, no, you should ask anyone who came tonight.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to step forward and talk about this at all?
Okay, now you can adjourn.
So we're gonna adjourn your public hearing until our next meeting, which is
August 27th.
August 27th. We will also come out for another visit on August 24th,
Yeah, that weekend.
the Saturday prior, before the August 27th meeting, the Saturday prior. We'll probably be there around 9 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Okay.
And if you could get those marks for us, that would be,
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Who
We'll
motioned?
see-
We
we'll
have
see
to
you.
motion that
I have to make a motion
for the.
to adjourn?
Someone second.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting till August
Okay.
27th.
Second?
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
On for discussion tonight. Robert Tadone, seeking an area variance, section 24037, 24053B9A of district regulations in an R20 zoning district. Where no more than one entrance is allowed in front of a one-family dwelling, the applicant is proposing a new 31-foot, 6-by-30 two-car garage with electric as an accessory apartment for his mother in an existing garage. The property is located at 51 Widmer Road on 15.74 acres and is identified as tax grid number 6158-02-827615 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening, sir. Can I please have your name and address?
How are you all tonight?
Very
Good,
good.
thank
Your name and,
First, I'd like to thank you all for your time. Barbara, you and I have spent quite a bit of time on this. Second, I'd like to thank you all for continuing to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
thank you.
I think that's very honorable, and I appreciate that.
Could we please have your name and address for the
Sure,
record, please?
absolutely. I'm Robert Tadone. I live at 51 Woodmere Road.
Thank
And I'm
you.
here to move my mom in with me for your town's accessory apartment code that you allow.
Right. So we saw that, I mean, I see what you've applied for. I think you've also been asked, maybe possibly about adding a little bit on the front of the garage and maybe putting a door to the side rather than in the
So,
front.
when, am I calling you Barbara? When Barbara and I first, back in April, when we first talked about this, there was a suggestion from Barbara that, what I would do is to get past the front door conflict, the additional front door conflict, that I would bump out. If I gave you guys all pictures of my current house and everything, so I put arrows on the garages that we're talking about. So Barbara had suggested possibly to get the door on the side, that I would bump out that first garage and put the door to the side of the bump out. Problem with that is that if I were to do that, and at some point in time, I mean, I lived with my mom for 24 years, and I plan on having her for 24 years with me. But at some point in time, if I ever decide to return this back to a garage, that makes that impossible. Because you guys have provisions in a declarant conveyance that at such point in time, it would have to either be returned to a garage or would have to rip the kitchen out and things along those nature.
It just has to be part of the house, one-family house. Kitchen comes out, but the rooms can still be used for anything.
Sure, so, but if I don't have, a need for it, I mean, I don't have, I'm single, don't have kids, and, I don't need more room. You know, I don't need more rooms. So this is only to get my mom in closer to me. That's the purpose of it. So that being said, you know, bumping it out is not really an option because I'd have to put another foundation in, I'd have to gable off the front of the house, and it would be something that would be irreversible. Plus expensive. We have a very limited budget here. We're working funds that my mom has, you know, saved over the years, and my sisters, and so on and so forth. So we're trying to, you know, keep this down. If I may, though, I'd like to try to maybe make a clarification. So you guys actually have me as listed as that no more than one entrance is allowed in the front of a one-family dwelling. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but your own code allows another entrance. It says it's in the provisions. It says, in the event that an accessory apartment is provided with an externally located entrance, separate from that of the one-family dwelling in which it is located, such entrance shall be located on the side or rear of the one-family dwelling, which is what we're talking about, okay? Or along the front, only if the entrance is on a separate perpendicular plane from that of the front door and of the one-family dwelling. Now, if we can all agree, what is perpendicular? Perpendicular is 90 degrees. My house is 45 degrees. So essentially, I'm here for a 45-degree variance. That's what I'm asking for forgiveness for. I mean, maybe that's just semantics, but I think that the provision does allow for an additional front door. It just allows it to be at a 90 degree. It doesn't say it has to be on the side or the back if it's a 90 degree. It just says a 90 degree. Now, again, maybe I'm splitting hairs, you know, but it is what it reads.
Right.
And, you know, I'm the construction superintendent at West Point, and unfortunately, I work with the Army Corps of Engineers every day. And black and white is black and white. So that being said, the way I drew the plans, since bumping out the front really isn't an option financially or feasibly, we bumped in to accommodate. So if you notice on my existing house, when you walk in that first garage door, closest to the main entry, you have to go up a set of stairs and you go into my main living area. I have three stairs that go up, so I got roughly 36 inches that you walk in my front door, and in the garage door, and you go up the stairs and enter my house. So the way we drew this to allow for this to continue is that the entrance bumps in, okay, and I still have access and egress out of that side of the house to come out to the garage area, which would no longer be a garage, but I still have my garage on the other side of the proposed accessory apartment. So that being said, essentially, I put my mom's apartment door in that, I'm gonna call it a breezeway for a lack of a better term. Let's say if you were to deny me the additional door facing my front, facing my driveway, the exterior door, then that would in turn become a breezeway. You walk into that space and you can either go right up the stairs into my house or you go left and enter my mom's apartment. The problem with that is that in that little area, every night there's gonna be a skunk, a raccoon, spiders, you know, and right now, like when I come out of that door into what's currently the garage, that's where your shoes are. That's where you put the garbage to take out the next day. So, I mean, is it a hardship that I can't put the garbage there or put my shoes there? No. But it seems a little, you know, like, for, you know, lack of better, I don't want to call it ridiculous, but that I don't want to not have another door there and have that space wide open to the exterior. So, I guess if I were to say, as a builder, if I had a single entry door all the way to the left side of the garage, facing front, as is proposed on the new drawings that have already been through the building department, that would be acceptable because it's a single door. It's clearly not the main entrance. So, maybe it's possible, like I'm asking for forgiveness here. I'm essentially asking for forgiveness for 45 degrees so I can do this the right way and not have potential, problems down the road. Maybe we can come up with a solution with the aesthetics of the door so that it doesn't look like a main entering door, which is what, I know why the code is there, to preserve the single-family residence look. But again, if I had a door on the garage side facing the driveway, that would be acceptable. It passes through the building department.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. The code intent is to make it not look like a duplex.
Sure, absolutely.
And, just looking at the photo, we only have a partial elevation of this, but, the peak over your main entry door, I think does clearly designate that as the main entry, with this being, just a secondary door. So, I mean, I think the articulation you're showing is correct in terms of not making it look like
Sure.
a separate house.
And trust me, I really do appreciate the law that what we're trying to keep the R. I completely am on board with that. I'm friends with Oz, the town fiscal supervisor. I know what he's doing down there. And as a builder, I understand. I also would like to point out that in order to move forward with this, I have to do the covenants, right? And the covenants clearly states certain things that have to happen if I don't maintain. So if it were to not be an apartment anymore, that door would go bye-bye. It wouldn't remain.
Yeah, so one of the things we have been asking for on these types of apartments is just an additional plan that shows, what the end condition would be like if the apartment's ever removed. Is that something?
It goes back to a garage. It'll go right back to that. So when I frame this in.
So the intent would be that it would become a 5-car garage essentially if that apartment's ever removed.
Yep, and essentially my house I moved from, I had a 5-car garage.
Okay.
I happen to build cars, like I have a 70 Chevelle and whatnot. I'd rather have a 5-car garage than a 3,000 square foot house. I'd rather have a shed for my quads than a couch. And it's just, that's my thing. That's what I do. I like a 5-car garage. At the time I built the house, I couldn't afford to do it. I also would have liked to put a lift in. I have high ceilings now, and I'll try to do the high ceilings again to maybe allow me to put a lift in someday, but to work on the cars, Again, it's just a hobby, but it's what I like to do. I mean, I'm always fixing my lawn mowers and quads and my friends' mowers and quads and all that type of stuff.
Do you have a second story over top of the garage?
Over the garage is 2 bedrooms, yeah.
Okay, and the new garage, would that also have?
No, it's just attic space.
Okay, that would just be
Nothing
attic
up there.
open space?
And the window is just aesthetic, it's just to match, so, the goal of doing this is to not make it look like I came in afterwards and just threw some silly addition on.
Mm-hmm.
We want to still make it look down the road, in 50 years when I can't climb stairs and, I'm 53, so that's not gonna happen. But, and I have to sell the house, so you want it to look correct, So again, when I close in the 2 garages for my mom's space, I intend to close them in as such so that if I ever came back to it, the openings would still be in place. In other words, it would be, on the outside it's gonna look like it's done. But I'm not going to remove the structure of the framing of the old garages so that I can go right back to it.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Is this the existing house now?
That's my house now. Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna be adding on to this?
I'm sorry?
You're gonna be adding on to this?
So the goal is that I'm going to add 2-car garage to the left side of that. So I still would
gonna be a
maintain a
C, right?
3-car garage.
It was gonna be a 2-car garage going over here.
On an angle?
On the 45. So the 45 is going to continue. Again, the purpose to make it look like this was thought out when we built the house and not a crappy addition thrown on later on. And I have a full-size set of plans here too, if anybody wants to if it helps you at all, look at it,
So when you turn that back into a garage, you're gonna just gut the kitchen and everything that you're
If
putting
in
in?
fact that becomes what we do, I mean, who knows, maybe by then I'll take up foosball and need a foosball, who knows? I'm not a drinker, I don't need a bar. I don't need a TV room because I only watch TV when I go to bed. So this is just, I gotta get my mom in with me. She's 92 now, how old are you? 92, Mom? 91, she's gonna be 92 January 7th.
God bless.
So, like I said, I gotta get 24 more years of her in my garage, so.
And then there's no size variances with this, right? This is within the code.
No, the apartment can't be more than 35% of the gross floor space, so
Yep.
you've already figured
Yep.
that out, works
Yeah,
while
that's
you're
all
here.
been, yeah, 530 square feet.
Okay.
There's no issue with septic, we cleared that all up on the bedroom requirements for my septic, existing septic, and setbacks, obviously, I mean, I got 16 acres, I'm in the middle of it, you know? I got lucky when I found that property, actually. We've already the plans have already gone through the building department. And the exchanges between my architect and the building department have all been done. So as far as I can understand, the building department's satisfied. So if I were to get cleared for the additional door, I would be able to submit the accessory apartment, do the covenants, and then probably get issued a building permit at that point. I was hoping to be done by now. So I'm hoping to start in September now, because I want to beat the winter, you know? I don't know, I tried to keep
Well,
this
Robert,
simple.
what are your plans? Are your plans to build a new two-car garage first, or your plans to build the
No,
apartment? for
same
your-
time, same time.
You're just gonna do it all at the same time?
Yeah, and I have to get the stuff out of my current garage, like my Chevelle and tools,
Yeah,
into
understood.
some place in order to complete it all, you
Okay.
know? And I just got another shed, which helps, but that is still
Okay.
a shed, you know?
So, what we normally do here is we'll schedule it for a site visit. We'll come out
Sure.
and see your house.
Okay.
We'll
You
take
wanna
a look.
come in, I'll make some burgers, what do you want?
Thank you. It'll be Saturday, August 24th, probably around 9:30.
Okay. Do you want me to mark out the new foundation?
Yes,
Sure,
if you could,
I can do that.
mark out where the
Yep.
new garage is gonna be.
Sure.
We can see the three-car garage, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not gonna be a problem.
If I know what time you're coming, I'll open everything, I can bring you inside,
Like
whatever
I
you
said,
want.
probably about 9:30.
No problem.
If you can mark out the new entry door also, since that's kind of, you know.
Yeah, if you could just mark
Well, which, yeah,
basically
it
where
would
the
be
new entry's
straightforward.
gonna
Yeah.
be.
I don't want to spray paint my existing garage, though, right? I understand. though.
Yeah.
And also,
On the ground, tape, whatever.
we will schedule for a public hearing on August 27th.
Sure.
At 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So we'll come back here the following Tuesday after we come out on the Saturday, okay?
Sure, okay.
And then you'll have a public hearing and
I
we'll see
have to
where it
send
goes.
out notices and whatnot to the neighbors for this, right? Is that correct?
Bee's gonna explain it to you.
Okay, sure, all right.
So she's got some homework for you,
All right, wonderful.
and then, we'll see you on August 24th.
All right, well, I
all right?
appreciate your time. My mom appreciates it, and again, I thank you, Barbara, thank you for.
You're welcome.
She beat her head in the wall with me a few times, I'm sure. At least I wasn't there bothering you about a weed whacker.
No, that's true, that's true.
Thanks, guys, I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
See you.
So we'll see you on the 24th. at
Yes.
nine-
Thank you
Probably
very
around
much.
9:30, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, my mom wants to.
You have to come up.
I just want to say in public, I am grateful for my son. He's doing everything in his power to make me happy, because I do not want to leave Wapanger. I have 3 children out in different states, and they want me to move there, but I will not move out of Wapanger. So he, with a good heart, is a great son. Everybody should have a son like him. And he's willing to do and disturb his home for me. And I greatly appreciate you and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for taking care of your mom.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good, thank you. Thank you for your help. We're trying to take all right. Thanks, everybody.
Appeal number 247827, area variance, Cesar Barzalo, seeking an area variance, section 24037, district regulations in an R20 zoning district. Where 35 feet to the front yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 11.7 feet for a new front porch to remain, thus requesting a variance of 23.3 feet. The property is located at 15 Spook Hill Road on 1.032 acres and is identified as tax grid number 6257-01-003924 in the town of Wappingers. And sir, can I please have your name and address for the record?
Yep, my name is Edwin Rodriguez, 15 Spook Hill.
And you are here on behalf of Cesar Barzalo?
Correct.
we've been to your house more than once. We've been to this house more than once, we know that. My understanding is that the front deck is now the front house, is now the front of the house, and the deck was added on to the house? Is that what happened?
So I'll explain a little bit to give some detail. So I was here in December 2022 to discuss the squaring of the house along with the porch variance that I did initially. I came here with plans showing where the porch was going to be, the proposed plans for the building permit to be approved. On January 10th, I came back, or January 7th, you guys came out, some of you guys, I mean, I see some new faces. But some of you guys came out to see where the squaring was going to be along with this porch that was constructed. I was instructed that day to mark it out with the red spray paint that I did, showing where the new porch was going to be, along with the corners of the house that needed to be squared off on the initial variance. And then here I am 2 years later after it's complete, and now we're being withheld the certificate of occupancy due to this porch issue. So that's why I'm here to kind of figure out what needs to be done, because this non-livable porch in front of the house is now being used as a means to not have the CO done, even though all inspections have been completed many months ago.
Okay. I mean, I remember being out at your house. I absolutely remember being out there, because there was the issue with the fence as well.
Yes.
There was the issue with the walls that were coming out from the front and from the driveway. There was the issue with the side, going down the side road as well. So, I mean, I clearly remember being there. I suppose at this point, we're gonna have to come take another look at it and see what happened, because I do believe we were led to believe that we were giving you a variance for the front porch. The last variance was for the front porch. It wasn't for the house, it was for the front porch. So at this point, we're gonna have to come take another look at it, and we're gonna have to see. I mean, you know, the variance has gotten a lot larger now at this point.
So I just want to go in further detail. So I don't know if you guys have the pictures I sent to B earlier today, the pictures.
We didn't, you didn't, no, you didn't, and you said you would, but we didn't.
Oh, no, I just sent them, maybe they didn't go through, but regardless, on the initial plans, like, nothing has changed from the initial drawings that were submitted for this permit, along with the condition, the aesthetics, the build. I recall Mr. Shaw's condition that he placed on the porch was for it to remain open, along with, I think he questioned about the steps for the house during that meeting on January 10th. So, you know, I just would like to, I guess, get a further response as to why a CO can't be given for a non-livable structure, that everything was completed as the instructions were told to me and written, but for some reason, I'm here back for the same variance again, and I'd like an explanation.
I mean, the variance we gave was for 15.9 feet, correct?
Yeah, the plan said he had 19.1 inches.
And the new variance request is 23.3 feet.
So, like I said initially, when I drew, in the first meeting that was here in December 20-something, I explained that there was going to be, the house was going to be square due to its irregular shape and its odd shape, I think were my words, and that a porch would be added on with the measurements that are exactly on the building plans. They were reviewed by the building department and zoning and approved, and I recall that I drew out when you guys came, some of you guys, because I see a new face, but when you guys came out, I drew where the porch was going to be. I marked it out. I even walked you through. I remember I talked about the steps. I told Mr. Shaw that I don't think, I know the plans say 3 steps, but I think it's not going to be needed, and it's going to be less than that, so it wouldn't be as close to the road.
I mean, that was the reason why he asked about the 3 steps, was because if it was 3 steps forward, then the variance would have been to the
Right.
steps.
Yeah, and my response was that, no, I don't think that we're gonna need 3 steps, possibly 1, or if none, due to the grade that was gonna be there, so,
So
you know,
based on the
everything.
information we got, we gave you 15.9 feet.
Mhm.
And there's a line, right? So from the property line, back 15.9 feet, no structure would be beyond that. And
Right, so
what
the.
was built is structure beyond that. So
So-
now it's a new variance, right?
No, because on the, it's the same permit that I did, the same plans. I did not modify any plans or means, and when you guys came out that day, I explained it in detail as well, that from here, this is the end of the porch, and I drew it out with red marker that day. So I don't think this is a new variance. I did submit the measurements of the final, because that's part of closing the permit out, is to have the final measurements, which I did from both sides, because when I explained this to Barbara as well, there was some misinformation in terms of when I filled out the application, that both sides needed to be measured in terms of the house, which that's not the instructions that I was told in the initial variance. So I did my due diligence in terms of what information was given to me. I did the survey, I did the plans, and
And I'm not 100% sure, but I think your confusion might be that you're talking about the house. And the deck needed to be included with that in the beginning. So what you had showed us when we were there the last time was that you were squaring off the house about a foot. That's what you were saying. It was coming out about a foot, and then the deck was coming in front of that. Obviously, that didn't happen, because your house got a lot bigger, and the deck came out a lot further than it was supposed to.
no, the house is still the same. The house is still the same measurements as on the plans. Nothing changed. I think that there was some, I guess, no one caught that, I guess it needed to be written in the first variance, because the,
I mean, I'm telling you, I clearly remember what you said. I clearly remember being there that day, and I clearly know that you said that this is where the house was gonna end, and this is where the deck was gonna end. And that deck was about 20 feet from the road at that point. So whatever happened between that point and now is totally different than what you told us that day we came out there.
Yeah, the reason we granted the original variance was because it appeared as though very little change was happening on an existing condition.
it was,
Right.
because my understanding from Susan Deo that she told me was that the measurement just needed to be from the main house. So the porch.
Well, I think there's some confusion with what the setback is measuring to then, which, you know, I don't know why there's that confusion, but, you know, the setback is to the first structure, which is the steps, which is why we mentioned it, or the porch.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know why this delay and like these, I guess, pushing back the completion of this is occurring, because I explained all this in the beginning. I, you know, came numerous times
Well, there's
explaining
no way
it.
for anyone to approve
I
it
don't
because
think
you're
it makes-
beyond the given variance that we gave you. So now we need to review and probably do a site visit and see if we'll grant a greater variance than the variance we previously granted.
I really don't think this is any kind of delay. I think this is that you just didn't do what you said you were gonna do. You did something totally different.
No, I disagree. I mean, I think when you look at the plans, and it's the same plans that
I can look at the plans all I want. I'm gonna tell you, I was there. I remember exactly what you told us and exactly what you said, what was gonna be done, and that's not what happened.
No, it is.
Okay.
I respectfully disagree.
I mean,
I
basically,
followed the condition that was.
Everything you've done around that house, that property, every single time, you tried to push it for something else, something different. Even though you knew it wasn't in town code, you knew it wasn't allowable, you still tried to push it every single time.
I think that's
Okay?
an
And that's what you
inappropriate.
did here now.
I think that's an inappropriate comment to state. I think we're
This is a
focusing
very
on-
appropriate comment, because that's exactly what happened, sir. You know that.
No, I respectfully disagree. We're talking about this variance for the porch. I'm not talking about other issues that
Yep.
you're alleging.
Anyway, so we're talking about the variance. You know what? We're gonna come out and look at the house again on August 23rd. 4th. on August 24th on a Saturday. We're gonna come out and look at the house again, and then we'll have to review all the paperwork.
Roughly 10 o'clock.
I guess if you can, before the next meeting, also just look at the clip from January 10th that is recorded online, because it really demonstrates exactly what I discussed at these meetings, both of them. It is January, 10, and also December, I think it's 20-something. Both of those clips I explained in detail for everyone to see, because I did not change anything. Everything's on there.
Barbara, how did this variance come about? Was there,
So, so when there's a renovation, a large renovation, or a new house, or anything sizable, we require an as-built. So when the first as-built came in, it showed 19.1, but it was to the house, like, the surveyor didn't do it to the porch. So we said we need it to the porch. And when he finally gave us the measurements, it was 11 point, whatever, 1 or 3. I don't know what glasses on.
11.7?
0.7, and the variance you granted was for 19.1.
Sir, are you gonna keep speaking? Because then I need to have your name and address, please, for the record.
My name is Cesar Barsayo, I'm owner of the house.
Okay, thank you. But other than that, I think we're just gonna have to come out and see it again on August 24th. At probably around 10 a.m. And then we will schedule this for a public hearing on August 27th at 7 o'clock.
Okay, and if also, like I requested earlier, if you guys can also look at those 2 clips, that'll also give you insight from the previous meetings.
We have January 10th?
Yep, it was January 10th was when you guys voted, and then the other one was in December, I think 20-something. I don't know the exact date offhand, but
Thank you, B.
he knows.
Thank you.
Thank you, B.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So then we'll see you on August 24th.
And the last question, though, is in reference to the CO, because I know that you guys, I think, also can kind of look over a certificate of occupancy. Can you shed light on this porch, a non-livable structure being held for a house having a CO? Can you guys maybe give some insight as to why that occurs?
We don't have anything to do with the CO. I mean, that's
Really
not
out of
our
their
realm.
purview.
Yeah.
So you
I mean,
guys,
obviously, there's still an open file here, and there's nothing gonna be done until this is closed, so.
well, the reason I'm asking is because everything has been done for the house, and just this measurement or this decision for a porch, which is not livable, is being used to withhold the certificate of occupancy for the structure. So I know that the board also oversees the certificate of occupancies in the code of 240 for zoning, so I wanted to kind of ask about that as well.
So, just to clarify, zoning they're the zoning board of appeals. They're an appellate court, quasi-judicial. They give relief for the code. That's why everyone's here.
Right.
They can't meet the code, so they can give relief. But they don't deal with the building department with COs. That's not in their job function. They're a zoning board of appeals,
So
not.
they don't relieve for certificate of occupancy, which is
No,
under
not at
the
all.
zoning code?
It's under zoning, not zoning board of appeals. It's really a separate thing. They're a board when something's denied, and they only go for the denial. Like if you were at the planning board and somebody came in about air quality, this is not what they would handle. They would only handle what exactly is in front of them. And right now, the only thing in front of them is your setback.
Okay. I think I see the difference then.
Right.
Okay,
Okay?
then that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Appeal number 24-7828, an area variance, Porco variance, Stanley Porco and Carlo Porco. Seeking an area variance sections 240-21F3 and 240-21F2 of district regulations in an R20 zoning district. Where no fencing or columns are to be over 4 feet in height in the front yard, the applicant is proposing a wall of 7 feet in height and fencing at 6 feet in height for the installation of a metal gate and columns at the end of the driveway, thus requesting a variance of 3 feet. Where only 4 feet of height for fencing in the front yard is permitted, the applicant is proposing 6 feet in height of fencing for the installation of a security fence, thus requesting a variance of 2 feet. The properties are located as follows: 84 New Hackensack Road, tax grid number 6158-02730-610, Stanley Porco, 6.44 acres. 86 New Hackensack Road, tax grid number 6158-02-733579, Carlo Porco, 2.57 acres, in the town of Wappingers. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm well.
I'm Carlo Porco. Stanley Porco's not here. Basically, that's all I'm asking for, is a variance of a couple of feet. I'm gonna build it the way I want to build it properly, and I need the gate for security, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on New Hackensack Road there, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, other than the fact that I need a variance. I'm gonna build it the way it has to be built, to code. So whether or not,
Is nothing there now?
no, you're talking about my cousins are next door.
Okay.
We're more by
You're towards
the curb.
okay.
So the I guess, the plan I'm looking at is, this is your plan, right?
I tell you the truth, is that what can I see it?
Yeah, so I'm seeing like, it looks like it's set back 50 feet. Yeah, come up.
Because
So it's set back 50 feet, and then, so is it both these properties are asking for that, or is it just the one?
no, both.
Okay.
This would be me, and this would be him.
Is this your
It's you and your
property?
son, sir?
I'm sorry?
You and your son?
My father.
You're the son?
I'm the son.
Thank you.
I know I'm getting old now.
Yeah, so basically back 50 feet here would be the gate, right? That's- Okay. So this variance, we're only doing it for one of the sites.
No, so it's an oddity, because they don't share, their property lines meet. So the 2 pillars with the gate are literally gonna be 1 pillar on part of your father's and 1 pillar on his, and the gate is shared in the middle, so it's, and then the next pillars are for the driveway.
Right.
So they're doing it together, so if the variance should be granted or denied, either way, it would go into both their grid files. But instead of making 2 applications, it's one thing, so we did it.
So you're looking
Are we
at
allowed
4
to do
posts
that?
that are 8
Yeah.
feet.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't deny one and give it to the other.
Right.
So we just
Well,
figured,
they might.
well.
It's unusual, because I've never seen something
It
like.
is unusual,
yeah.
but it's an unusual situation.
Okay.
So both,
So just so I understand what's going on.
here's the other.
So this is, I think, is your driveway, this is your father's driveway, is that
Yes.
accurate?
Well, you got one too,
You
correct?
have a gate somewhere here, and a gate somewhere here, and a residential gate in the middle, is that?
Yeah.
Well,
Is that accurate, Barbara? Because I only spoke to you.
So we'd be back 50 feet,
So if you
one
look
gate,
at
2 gates.
this, all right, so what he's gonna have is, he's gonna have a post on Stanley's side, a post on Stanley's side, then a gate, then you're gonna have your 2 posts on either side of your driveway.
But they're back 50 feet, right?
That's what
Is that what
your
this is?
father said.
Yes,
You're back 50
it's
feet
marked.
from.
Oh, 1 gate or 2 gates?
Well, it's each driveway is gonna have an electric gate.
Yeah, so 2
that will
gates
open.
and 4
in the
posts.
middle, yeah, so there'll be 4 posts, and in the middle, there'll be a gate, so if they
Okay.
wanna just walk out or.
And then there will be additional fencing
Yeah,
along the
gate will be
front?
shared.
Like, would there be an additional fencing along the front also?
Yeah, then they're gonna add the fence to keep going.
And the fence is 8 feet?
4 feet.
It says 8-foot wall.
Oh, yeah, there it says 8-foot wall, here it says 4 feet.
It looks like it's going down from the
I
center.
think 8 feet is the width,
Is it the
6 feet is the height.
what
Probably
about
down
the
to
fencing?
4
Will
feet.
fencing be shorter, or is it gonna be the
The
same?
walls at 7 feet, this is what Stanley told me.
Yeah.
The walls are 7 feet tall. The gate is 3 foot tall. And then the rest
The
of the.
residential gate is 3 foot tall.
Yes, in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the fencing is gonna be 6-foot-high fencing.
So what is the thing labeled 8-foot wall?
Oh, no, it's 8 foot across. I don't
That's the
know.
width, the
Is
width.
that the width?
Yeah.
Per panel?
So what kind of,
Right.
sir, what kind of fencing is this gonna be?
Rhode Island.
It's gonna be, you could see through. Yeah, like wrought iron rails.
Wrought iron?
Yeah, so in the past, we've asked people to supply us with an image of what they plan to buy, just so we can get a, you know, 'cause this is kind of an aesthetic variance, right? So we like to see what it is.
It's nice.
Similar to the one that's there, I guess, right?
This one's nicer.
I tell you the truth, I didn't want to do it.
But the gates will be 12 foot wide between the posts for the cars, they'll, I guess, swing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a picture of it in here.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
it's Rhode Island.
No, you, yes, you came.
That's yours, yeah, I think you brought it over.
So the fence then, right, would be continuing on this property, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And that fence would be consistently set back 50 feet from the property line?
Yes.
Right, Barbara, that's what would be?
Yes, it has
So
to stay
it would
50
be set back
feet.
50 feet, and it would be a 6-foot fence.
Come around, they have a
follow-
very large front yard. I think a site visit, and you need to be there, and maybe get a picture of the wrought iron fence so you could show them.
Right.
So a picture and marking out, you know, key points
Sir-
where it would be, right?
Right.
Sir, can I ask you to step back to the microphone so you record?
Yeah, otherwise
Thank
it's
you.
not on the.
Otherwise, we can't hear you. Thank you. So we would like you to mark out where the posts are going to be,
Okay.
and then as best as you can, where the fencing is going to go.
Okay.
Okay? And then also have a picture of the fence,
Okay.
or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
something.
catalog cut, you know, whatever it is, that shows what it would look like.
Okay. When can you come out?
We're going to come out on August 24th, probably around 10:30.
I won't be.
Can another family member
Can
be
another
there?
family member or somebody
son,
else, a
a
friend, or,
daughter.
Oh, yes, it's my brother.
Just somebody.
Yeah.
Well, somebody, just come out so they.
as long as it's all marked, you know, the day before or whatever, just, you know,
I believe it's already marked.
Well, you
Okay.
want to make sure.
just double check and make sure that it's all marked and it says post or it says fence or gate.
You need a pen? Okay.
So we'll come out on August 24th at probably around
10:30.
10:30. Yeah, anybody can be there, please, just somebody who can explain if we have any questions. It doesn't seem like
Picture of what the gate.
a picture of what the fencing is gonna look like, please.
That could be submitted to us prior, you know, if
Yeah.
someone wants to, like, you don't need to have a photo there of the gate, you know, it could be emailed whenever.
Okay.
Which would be better if you emailed it to be. She's
Yeah,
gonna
that way
give
she
you
can put it in the phone.
information,
Okay.
so you'll have her email.
Okay.
And then we can send it to them so they have it in advance, and it will also be part of the record.
Okay.
And then we'll schedule a public hearing on August 27 at 7 o'clock. If that's a problem for you, sir, you can ask to have it another time. I mean, it would be,
I'll be in Europe, so I'll be coming home that day. When's the next time?
the next one would be the first meeting in September.
Which is September, we're back to 2 meetings a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Can anybody else come for you at night? No?
You know what, either him or Stanley should be there, it's their
Yeah,
house,
he
so
should be
pick a
back.
September date.
Yeah, the 13th.
I'm sorry?
The 13th.
So then,
September 13th, I'm sorry.
But would you rather us have the site meeting this Saturday before the 13th? Because we could also do that then.
Yeah.
We'll keep the site the same day. We'll come out on the 24th. We can move the meeting out.
no, that's the day he can't be there. The site visit day, I think, is when he can't be there.
If you move
Probably
both,
wanted to
So he's
move
moving, he
both.
wants to move both
Oh, you want to move both?
September.
So, okay, so
Yeah,
then,
it's gonna be a full day for us, it's probably easier to move both. right?
yeah, right.
we can move both then, yeah. So September
10th.
10th is for the meeting or for the site visit?
For the site visit, and the meeting will be September 13th.
Okay, and then September 13th for the
September, what's the dates be?
10th?
10th. Thank you.
10th for the site. We'll schedule you, since you're the first one we're doing on in September, at 9 AM, okay?
My calendar might be
For the
wrong.
me-
I have
for the
September
meeting.
10th is a Tuesday.
For the,
The meeting will be September 13th.
right,
Yeah.
what time?
Same time, 7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock, and the site meeting you talking about?
That's Saturday. the
Something's
9:30
wrong
in
with
the
the
morning.
dates. Hold on. September 10th is a Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it'll be September 7th.
Oh, I'm looking at August, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Tom's going, my calendar's different.
I am
It's the
sorry.
7th.
I think it'll
I'm
be, do we
sorry.
have a
Okay.
meeting on September? I
It's
think we
the
have a
10th.
meeting on September 10th, which
It's
is
the
a
10th
Tuesday.
and the 7th.
Yeah, so the
Sorry.
10th
So
and the
7th for a site visit
Yeah.
At
And
9 o'clock.
The meeting at 10
at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm
And
sorry.
September 13th, 7 o'clock for here.
And then September 10th at 7 o'clock for your meeting, for your public
Thank you,
hearing.
Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay. And, in the mean,
Blind squirrel.
okay, that's, okay,
And I think B has some homework for you.
okay.
Should
So,
change it.
Oh, yeah.
Besides the gate, what you want to see what the walls, I mean, what the walls, the columns are gonna look like?
I don't think,
I mean, they
Stanley.
wiped out all my columns,
I don't think
Finally,
he's
this
had them
weekend.
designed in case he didn't get it or he had to shorten it.
I mean, if you have a picture, or you're gonna get something from whoever's doing it for you, that,
yeah.
it'll help.
Okay.
Like Dave said, there's aesthetics involved, obviously.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
whatever you could send would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
I
you can
mean,
send us would be,
I assure you,
helpful.
it's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, the code was changed to create a more residential feel to front yards, but, you know, since your houses are set back and, you know, you have 50 feet, you know, it's,
I apologize. She
it
needs to change the
helps you,
dates,
but
right?
this is
Yeah.
definitely an aesthetic question, right? So anything that can make it look better would be beneficial.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we don't want to.
So, yeah, anything you could send along,
Okay.
and I think now what will happen is they'll get a hold of you for,
Who can I get in touch with
When?
to pick up the sign sometime in August?
because the dates are wrong on it. We need to change the dates, okay?
Oh,
Well, wait, you'll be back on the 24th?
I'm going to Europe. I'll be coming in the 28th, but I'll be back the 29th, the time zone difference.
That's good, is it?
No. Let me see a clock.
Can Paul come?
Yeah, I can send Paul.
Yeah, send Paul.
When can I send them to pick that up?
When I check it, my phone, so I can reach out, or do you have Paul's number on you? Yeah. No?
Well,
Okay.
when are you leaving, Carlo?
I am leaving the 12th.
So you have time, you can come one day this week. You're gonna fix that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have it done tomorrow.
Okay.
Come on Thursday.
Okay, just come pick that up.
Yes, yeah, that works.
You want to push that on me?
Okay.
Pick up sign?
Oh, okay.
Well, have a great trip.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Where you headed?
When is Stanley coming back?
Stanley is coming back around the 1st and 2nd.
I'm gonna guess Italy.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years.
I'm gonna guess you're right.
From Europe now, what I hear. Anyway, thank you very much.
See you then.
I'll get you, thank you.
See you then. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah, Thursday.
Moving on. Appeal number 247829, area variance, Doreen M. Spano, seeking an area variance, section 24037, district regulations in an R20 zoning district, where 20 feet to the side left yard property is required. The applicant can provide 8 feet for the legalization of a 10 by 16, of an existing 10 by 16 shed, thus requesting a variance of 12 feet. The property is located at 11 Martin Drive and is identified as tax grid number 6258-02 98161960 in the town of Wappingers. Good evening, ma'am.
Hi. So,
Can I please have your name and address for the record?
yes, Doreen Spano, 11 Martin Drive, Wappinger Falls.
Thank you. So basically, you're looking to get an existing shed? Okay.
Yes, and you should have pictures up there. Plenty of pictures.
Happens all
So
the- happens
the
all
cut- the
time.
cutoff to need 10 feet would have been, well, it's 140, right?
144,
144, so you're pretty close to not,
just a few feet.
yeah.
So when we knew we were gonna get a shed, because we had an old shed, but it fell with the snow and everything, and critters ate a lot of it, so we got rid of it. So I had called the town and spoke to Sal, And I had said, we're getting a shed, and I told him the size of it at the time. And I said, how many feet from the property line does it have to be? And he said 5 to 15 feet. So we put it around 8 feet, thinking 5 was the minimum. So we had moved it in. And with the pictures, if you see, there's a fence also around it.
And he didn't tell you needed a permit at the time?
No. No, he
And
just
that's
said 5 to 15 feet,
unfortunate,
so we put it
because
where
when
it's-
Sal was here, you could go up to 200 square feet with with a shed within 10 feet to the side or rear. But unfortunately, because they're getting the permit approved now, they have to go by today's code, so.
Are you looking to sell the property? Is that why this has come up?
No, I just finished painting the inside and fixing it a little bit. So my husband had passed away, so I said, well, if I ever do sell it, I just want to make sure everything I have is legal. So, like, I just want to be sure, like, my air conditioning, everything, the deck, everything's legal. Then I said, I don't have anything for the shed. So that's why,
Okay, so
I'm here.
you're preemptively legalizing the shed, basically?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Good job.
because I don't want my kids to have to do it one day.
Yeah.
If, God forbid, I pass away, one of these days, I
Like,
don't want them to be
That's
stuck
like
with
most
this.
of what we see.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what you're doing is great.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
more people should look at what they have. Because
Absolutely.
like I said, 10 years ago, you would have been okay with 10 feet, so.
Right? So when I filled out the paperwork and realized it's 20 feet, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Compared to what I was told.
Well, when was that shed built? Approximate?
Approximately 10 years ago.
Okay.
I think October.
So just keep in mind, 10 years ago, had she applied for this permit and was given the proper information, she would have only needed 10 feet to the side and the rear. Code changed since then. It changed quite a bit ago, but like 6 to 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But at the time,
So I thought I was
Okay.
doing the right thing by calling and asking, where can we put it when it was going to be delivered?
I got a shed violation too, so I'm not gonna say it. I can't
How many
say it.
years ago, right? Codes changed, who knew?
Years ago, before anybody here, I think, was here, but
Yeah.
I can't really say anything. And I called too.
Oh, see?
I did,
See,
I
you're trying to do
absolutely
the right
did.
thing.
I absolutely did, and
No.
so anyway, we'll come out and take a look at it, okay?
Yes.
On August 24th, probably about 10:30, 10:40?
10:30.
Where, 10:30? Probably around 10:30 in the morning.
I won't be there. I explained to be, I'll be on vacation, actually, but I have sons, I have my contractor who's the one that painted my whole inside my house, he said he could be there.
If you just let someone know that
Okay.
we're coming out, that's fine. Anybody who, if we happen to have any questions, could answer them.
Yes.
I don't think there'll be many questions, though. It's more or less just putting eyes on
If
it.
you can mark the property line, I don't know if it's, like if the fence is right on the property line or the
No, fence is
Drive-
definitely not on the property line.
the driveway is right on
We
the property
moved-
line. If there's
we
some way to
moved it
mark
in.
that line, yeah,
Everything was moved in.
Yeah, you came off
purposely,
the
so I wouldn't have a
property line,
problem.
yeah.
Sure.
But your neighbor has a chain link fence? and
Yes.
Is that the property
They
line?
got that recently. No, we're somewhere in between.
Okay, so we'll need it marked out.
Mark
So
out your
you,
property
you
line.
saw what you saw tonight
Okay.
about measuring distances.
Yes.
We need to know.
All right, so just, like you said, spray paint or something where?
Or
the
sticks.
property is? Or sticks, okay.
Yeah, whatever you choose that we can, get a good gauge of how far you are from the property
Okay.
line.
All right, will do.
And then we'll schedule a public hearing for you on August 27th at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so again, can my contractor or one of my sons be there? Because
Son's over 18?
I'll be in Croatia, oh, yeah.
They're fine.
Actually, she probably, as long as we have a marked line, we don't really need anybody.
On that day.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you-
It's up to you. I mean, if,
As long as you're confident the variance you're asking for is accurate.
right.
Because, that's the problem, is people are like, oh, I know where, they ask for, a 9 when they needed 8, and then
Right.
they go to selling, you're back in the same boat.
They should, just, your contractor, so you don't have to pay him. I would have one of the sons, because now you're gonna have a public hearing. If someone comes and asks a question, you can't answer it, someone has to answer it on our behalf, so I think one of her sons would be fine.
I think Tom was referring to the Saturday, the site visit.
Oh, the Saturday.
Not to the Tuesday, not to the public hearing, right?
Okay.
Yes.
my
Am I
mistake.
right?
You're right.
I think we were just referring to this, if she couldn't get someone to be there.
Oh, okay.
I think us just being able to see the sideline and the shed would be enough for us.
Okay, so that's the 24th?
That is the
August, around
24th, but then on the
10:30?
27th, yes, you'd have to have someone here.
Okay,
Your contractor, your son, one of your sons,
Right.
that'd be fine.
okay, that's
long as they-
August? That's also
That would
August?
be August 27th
Okay,
at 7 o'clock.
okay, all right, not a problem. Do they have to bring anything, or you're already gonna see it? and
No,
then
I
you'll
think B has some
determine?
homework for
Okay.
you, but other than that,
Okay.
no, I don't believe so.
Well, hopefully some of the pictures helped also. I try to get
Yes.
different
Yes,
angles.
they
You can
do.
see how much property
Very-
we have
very much so.
between us. Okay,
Yes, the pictures are great, thank you.
all right.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
So,
you.
That it?
okay,
I think okay.
sir? All right. With there being no other business before the town, before the zoning board, excuse me,
Give yourself a raise.
you kidding me? I will entertain a
Good night.
motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
All against?
Long night.
So carried. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Marathon.
Barbie, thank you very much.